Hey y'all, welcome back to Tusks and Tails. We got a good episode coming for y'all. A very reputable hog hunter. But a couple things I want to cover first. First, I got to give a shout out to JD Head with JD's Taxidermy in Mauriceville, Texas. We got stuck going hunting last weekend, and he didn't even hesitate to come pull us out. It's very much appreciated. I just can't thank him enough for that. Other than that, I really don't have any other statements to make in the beginning of this. We'll go ahead and get started right away. Do you mind introducing yourself? Tell them what kind of dogs you got and where you're from, please.
Yeah, Derrick Day. Kirbyville, Texas. Little town, southeast Texas, right here on the border. And most of my dogs are cur dogs, a little bit of hound. I got a couple full-blooded black mouse, but I guess you can say my best two. Well, one of my best ones, y'all gonna laugh at me, but he's a half walker, half blue tick. So
there ain't nothing wrong with that.
Old boy never lets me down.
Is it running walker or treeing walker stock?
Treeing.
Oh wow, that's awesome. So you did say you have a little bit of hound mixed into those cur dogs. What kind of hound? Running walker, treeing walker, what you got all mixed in there?
Hold on, I'm in a dead zone. Hang on just a second.
Okay.
It's always dead coming right out of Greaseville.
Yeah, I know.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, I got you.
You said what'd you say now?
Okay, so what are your others crossed up with? Of course you got your full yellow black mouths. Are they Weatherford line or are they Lavender?
They're for Miss Darla. She runs that Foundation Blackmouth Cur.
Yep, Miss Darla Rathke.
Yes. Yeah. They're both off of her line.
Okay. Yeah, I think didn't she have Weatherford bins on her yard at one point?
Yeah, it all traces back to it.
Yeah.
Somewhere along the line, but she's had them for so long, they pretty much got her name on them now.
Yeah.
I got a couple of those, and then my other Jip that I like to run, she's actually my wife is the one that got her for me out of nowhere. So I got to give her a little bit of credit because she just surprised me with it one day. And she's 3/4 cur, 1/4 July.
Okay.
And she picks right up with the rest of them, and the rest is history. So.
Yeah. So what kind of speeds are you getting out of all of them in the woods? Most definitely, I'm actually curious, asking for myself on that blue tick walker cross.
Well, to be honest, I'm a sucker for forgetting to reset my Garmin every time I go hunting. Because I'm going to say he averages 3.5, 4, 5, somewhere around there. I mean, I keep him on the ground because he keeps the rest of the pack true.
Yeah.
I guess you can say. I don't necessarily have, he's a good dog. And so is Charlie, my Jip. But occasionally, them curs, they'll overrun it. And sometimes they'll run off and leave him, but next thing you know, they'll circle back and start looking, and he's still on the same track.
Yeah. Hey, while you're on that real quick, do you mind touching kind of a little bit more into detail what you mean by running over it? Because, for example, I've hunted with quite a few different people, and they looking at the Garmin, not every single person I've hunted with, but some of them are like, man, that dog's a little slow. And then what's that dog barking at? Man, it's just trail barking on them other dogs. And next thing you know, it trees up. And they're like, oh, shit, my dog. Yeah, can you touch on that a little bit?
When they strike, sometimes, whenever it's cool, you're hunting in the daylight, some of them dogs, I like for them to pick up and, pick their head up and, see what they're running after, but if they get lost, then obviously they revert back to, getting back on that track. But he's more of a head down, and he's going to run the trail with his nose down, I guess you can say, majority of the track.
Yeah.
And so the other ones, they might, like I said, I guess it's kind of hard to explain, really. You can see them, he might be 30 or 40 yards behind the rest of the pack, then all of a sudden he might cut a hard right on a trail or something, and the rest of them might go straight, for 40, 50, 60 yards. The next thing you know, they're looping back, circling back.
Yep.
And then out of nowhere, you look down at the Gorman, they're on his track now, catching back up to him. And then, there they go again, getting ahead of him. But like I said, he keeps everybody tried and true, I guess you can say.
See, and I like how you talk about it like that, like a team effort, because, people got their one dog that can do it, but to be honest, what I've noticed that works best is exactly how you're hunting. Running a good hound strike dog, that really does keep its nose to the ground, but not too slow, and true as you're saying your dog is. And then maybe something, crossed up behind it that'll actually stick with it, I think is the best pair to have. In my opinion, I know people get a misconception by the way I hunt. They think it's just two plots on the ground every time when it's not. I hunt kind of the same style you do, unless I'm really just trying to force a dog to go. But
yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily have one jam up dog. I just got a good pack.
Yeah. And can you let's talk about your pack then? Like, what are each of their roles? Each dog's got to have a different purpose.
Yeah, well, that like I said, Charlie and Blue, that's my two main ones. They're usually the first two I let out. I got another Gyp. She's kind of if she doesn't find it first, she's gonna be a little prissy, I guess you can say. And but if it's hot, she can't help it. She's gonna go regardless. But she sometimes, if she doesn't find it first, she'll venture out and she'll leave them and go do her own thing. She don't care what they're doing. She'll go find her own hog.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been several times where I've been out hunting and I got three of them over here, running a track, and then a totally different direction. She's been, I guess you'd say, she got mad at them and she went in a total different direction from everybody else. And next thing I know, she's over here baked solid by herself in a whole other direction. And then, so I got another one. He's a blackmouth. He's a little bit more on the rougher side. I don't like to let him get too far away because, like I said, when he gets in there, he's usually grabbing something. So I like to try to keep him pretty close by, especially if we got a runner. If I can cut him off on a runner, if I can get ahead of them, catch them where they're just crossing the road, I'll stick him in there. That way I know I ain't too far behind.
And is he rough, like solo, like by himself? Like, say, the hogs maybe got a 40-yard lead on the other dogs. Is he going to try to catch without any other dogs, or do you feel as if he gets pressured into, I guess, peer pressured into catching that hog?
Well, so far, like you said, he's only 18 months old.
Okay.
And so far, as soon as he catches up to it, whatever part he can grab,
wow,
he's grabbing it. I mean, if it's nuts, if it's legs, I've been in there before and got in there and everybody's baiting. He's hung off the tail and the hog's just running in a circle, slinging him around everywhere. So he just hasn't. I mean, I've caught some big hogs. I say big. I mean, I've caught some decent hogs, and he's been. Every time I've been in there, he's catch dogs hanging off one side, he's hanging off the other.
Huh. That's awesome. That's good.
The very first time I ever took him hunting was that first time that Jake done the Uncle Earl's tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And the first hog that he saw that I knew of in the woods, walked in there, just as I happened to walk in there, it was a sow, and she slapped him, with her snout, and he jumped back, and then next step was taking a step forward, mouth open, and next thing you know, he had a mouthful of ear. So that's when I decided, I guess you could stay around for a little while, bud.
And it has no bulldog in it at all?
No, he's 100% bob-tailed, full-blooded, black mouth cur.
I like that. That's awesome.
Solid, natural bobtail.
Yeah, I know some of them are, he's natural bobtail?
Natural. He ain't got yeah.
And that comes
Maybe
off Darla's yard?
It's in her partially. Yes, there is her bloodline in there. She does have some that come bobtail.
Huh. I didn't know that. That's why I'm asking. That's new. Yeah. I guess I need to do a little bit more research. I didn't know that. So you mentioned in there the Earls tournament. Can you, y'all ended up winning that, right?
Yeah, we won
2024.
Yeah, it was the first one. Me and some buddies of mine, we hunted, and we won the Higgins 5. We won biggest sow, and I think we had second place in the longest stringer. Garrett Piku and them got first place in the longest stringer, and I think they brought in 27 head. We brought 22 head. We caught over 40 hogs that weekend, but we only brought 22 of them to a weigh-in. You don't ever know how many somebody's gonna bring. We just brought a good number.
Yeah, Eric and them brought 54 or something.
The weekend that y'all, or the year that you did it.
Yeah, this year.
Yeah, you don't never know.
And the drive we got is a hell of a drive. You risked hogs dying and all sorts of shit.
Yeah, and so we caught a sow. She was a stud on the first night, and she was well over 300. And the next day, we showed up, left all the hogs, in the trailer or whatever, and showed up the next morning and just go look at everybody. And overnight, while she was in the trailer, she had a damn load of pigs while she was in the trailer.
Damn.
So
and of course they didn't let you weigh them in because they're freaking under 10 pounds or whatever.
Yeah, they had to be, I think, 40 pounds to meet the weigh-in requirements.
Damn.
And but so of course we cut her free, let her go.
Huh.
And but yeah, we had I want to say we had 37 or 3,800 pounds on 22 hogs.
God damn. What your stringer was 1,000, 139. What was it?
I want to say it was close to 12, somewhere around there.
Yeah, I know it. Well, I thought 1,196. That sound right?
Something like that, yeah.
Because I think ours was 1,096 or something, and y'all's was of course we hunted it separate years, but man, that's awesome. Now, okay, if there's somebody new interested getting into tournaments, I've had quite a few questions in it. In this one, Derrick, I'm sorry, I'm using you as a guinea pig.
No, it's all good.
We're gonna answer a few questions in Messenger that some guests have reached out and asked. And I'm just going to let you answer them. And guys, from now on, y'all send me messages. If you don't want me to say your name, I don't have to. If you don't mind, let me. I'll tell them where you're from and everything. And then I'll let the guests that we have on answer the question. I know people have specific guests. That's fine. I can wait till I get them back on and ask them. But I did want to cover that. But there is one from, hold on one second. Let me get you his name real quick. This guy is from Canada. I don't know what part of Canada. And his name is Baden Paris from Canada. Baden Paris. I didn't write what part of Canada. I just put Canada. If he was looking to get into hog tournaments, how would he get started? Since you're on that topic, I just want to answer that real quick.
Hog tournaments. Well, obviously you got to have when you're doing a hog tournament, it's not hog hunting, it's hog catching. Of course, you're hog hunting, but it's not hunting, it's catching.
Yes. Yeah.
You got to have the spots. It ain't it ain't the all. I have 8,400 acres of a deer lease that we could go, hunting. Catch a couple hogs. You got to be. You got to have hogs, not just, what I'm saying, a couple sounders here and there.
Yes, and kind of like what he's saying from my side as well. Everything he said is 100% correct, y'all. But you have to realize that you have to hunt the whole time. If you give up and you decide, oh, I'm only going to hunt 3 hours, and a lot of people that I've hunted with, tournaments will make you really true to yourself. You know how many grown men we've pulled up to weigh-ins, and they immediately throw a fit. They will throw a big temper tantrum because they'll weigh a hog and they'll be like, there's no way, that's like a 400-pound pig. And it's like, and how often do you see that, Derrick? Where people misjudge the weight of a hog. You know what I mean?
Oh, I see it every day on Facebook, so...
Yeah, it's
some of the people on Facebook. Oh, that's a 300-pound hog, and then you look behind them, and you see a rabbit in the background, and it's like, yeah, but that's not a 300-pound hog.
Yeah.
People that don't hunt, they misjudge them every day, and it's quite comical sometimes.
Yeah, you're right.
But people don't, and what also people don't realize too is when you do hunt these tournaments, those hogs are going to lose a lot of weight.
Oh yeah,
a lot of weight. They're gonna dry up. They're gonna stress. They're gonna. So we caught, just for instance, one of the last hogs we caught in that tournament on our scales. We were weighing everything before we put them in the trailer. She was like 302. Big old spotted sow. This one actually won us the biggest sow or whatever. She weighed 302 on our scales or something close along those lines. And when we got to the weigh-in, she was only 280.
Yep. Yeah.
And we literally caught her that night before. So she wasn't even in the trailer for 12 hours.
Yeah. You're right. That Earl's, we weighed our first big boar hog we caught, and man, I got to tell you how honest I am with these tournaments too, y'all. Honesty is a big thing. Now, I went out and got ready at the lease before, okay, and I did not realize I didn't have service. Well, Jake Lacano was reaching out to me, hey man, you want to get in these side pots, blah blah blah. I didn't even know I had them because I don't have service at my lease. And, the night went on or whatever, and we caught a good one, a really good one. And I pull up and I told him, I called Jake. I said, hey, man, I'm sorry I missed your calls, whatever. And he said, oh, man, I'm just checking if you want to get in on these pots if you ain't started hunting yet. And I was like, no, Jake, I can't. And he's like, why not? And I was like, because I know we got the biggest boar. And he's like, oh, are you sure, man? I'm like, I'm just being honest. I could have taken that into my own hands and paid and then just screwed some people over. But honesty goes a long, long, long ways in these tournaments.
Because there is cheating. People do cheat, sad as it is. And, and what's kind of funny about it is the lie detector test that we had to take after the tournament. I passed all the questions except for the one that says, was I born in the state of Texas? Even though, yes, I was born in the state of Texas.
Yes, that's right. And one of those kids, he called me today, was asking me about a tournament coming up, and he asked me, about the polygraph. And I said, man, I've never failed a polygraph, but I missed a question, and it was my name. So same situation that happened to you.
Yeah.
And it was Uncle Earl. She said he passed everything besides his name. And I'm like, clearly my name is Alan Adams, But she said she didn't say a fail. Sorry, she didn't say it wasn't right. She said there was just some fluctuation there.
Yeah, that's what mine was. It was like, that's what I didn't fail, but it was different than the rest.
Yeah. Yeah. So, anything else you really want to cover on? Oh, if in tournaments wise, let them know about the equipment they need to have ready for a tournament, like cattle trailer and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta have somewhere to store them once you catch them. Then the mule. I mean, we're mule tape guys, so I mean, the more you got, the better. And I mean, like we do, man, we weigh ours before we even put them in the trailer.
Yep, same here. Yeah.
So I mean, we hang our scale at the back of the trailer. Hey, if it's good, yeah, stick it in the trailer. If not, hey, we'll cut it free at the trailer. Who cares?
Yeah. So yeah, y'all hunt just a lot like we do.
And I mean, like I said, you gotta have the spot. It ain't necessarily the dogs, but it's the spot. I mean, the dogs do help a bunch, but you gotta have a good spot.
Yeah. If you don't, you might as well. I mean, when I first got into this, I did a couple, and I was just laughing at myself because I was like, man, that's when I found out you really got to have some ground.
Yeah.
Because I'm out here just like fun hunting, pleasure hunting, and then when I really got into the tournaments and I found out, like, you want to talk about no sleep. Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. You sleep after the tournament's over, pretty much.
Yeah.
I pretty much I had a 45-minute drive home from where we was hunting at. And I pretty much, the last couple of tournaments I've hunted, it pretty much drove home enough to take a shower, get some more clothes. Didn't even unload my dogs. I basically just put my collars on the charger in my truck for every little cigarette lighter plug I could find, and fed all the dogs in my dog box, and didn't even unload them. There wasn't no sense because they were fixing to get loaded right back up.
Yeah. So, man, you got to hunt with them 903 boys sometime. Shit, they come down for a tournament we hunted, and they pulled up with a fifth wheel buggy, four-wheeler, and don't get me lying, but I think like 22 head of dogs in a big-ass dog box on that trailer.
Yeah.
So now I pull a trailer with a freaking box on it. But yeah, man, that kind of, y'all interested in tournaments, sign up for them. Just figure out what they're like. I mean, they're fun, but I'm going to tell you right now, you will be humbled very, very, very quick on your sizes of hogs. I have so many people that will call and I don't ever talk shit to anybody that calls me. I'm honest with them, but I'm not going to sit there and be rude when they're like, yeah, man, I caught a 514 pounder. And I'm like, that's awesome, man. I'm not going to disagree with you, but I guarantee you throw that on a scale, it's probably 220.
Yeah.
So, them hogs, they can look like bears sometimes, but.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've caught one 500-pound hog one time, but it was actually a Derrick that somebody had gotten free out of a yard, and it was then running wild in the woods for 6 or 7 months, and so it done turned wild, and hell, it wrecked all of my dogs.
Gosh dang. Well, tell us about it. Shit, let's hear the story.
Well, I was hunting with a buddy of mine, actually one of the buddies that actually got me started. And we knew the hog had been there. We knew the hog was in the club. We see his tracks everywhere. I mean, it's obvious, hey, this is him. It looks like 2 snuff cans stacked on top of each other. One day we were driving to go hunting, and we just so happened to pass by a house, and there was a feeder in the backyard, and there he was at that feeder eating.
Oh, shit.
And so we whipped around, sent the dogs over there, and he didn't go probably 40 yards. And sit back and just bait, and I had an old dog that one of the first couple of dogs that I gotten. His name was Buddy. Pretty sure everybody's probably had a dog named Buddy. But Buddy never barked. He was a full-blooded black-mouthed cur. Buddy never barked. Buddy was the meat wagon. And that's what everybody used to call me when I first started hunting, was a meat wagon, because everything I had was just rough and they was just grabbing. And anyway, I sent Buddy in there, and Buddy never barked at all. Well, we sent him in there, and Buddy was barking.
Oh, shit. So you knew it was a big one.
I looked at my buddy that I was hunting with, and he looked at me, and I looked at him, and he said, "Hey, is that Buddy barking?" I said, "Yeah, that ain't good." And he said, "No, it ain't." And anyway, we got in there, and the damn hog's ears were about the size of a slice of pizza. You know, I mean, he's so big.
Yeah, yeah.
And anyway, my buddy actually had a pit bull. We weren't, but probably, I don't know, quarter mile from his house, and this pit bull had followed us all the way down the road. Still, it hadn't got tired yet. Usually, it just get tired and turn around and go to the house. And anyway, so we got that pit bull to go in there. Well, he was training that dog to catch anyway. So anyway, that pit bull went in there. Well, we sent another dog in there, and then all of a sudden, I guess Buddy got a little more confident because there's more dogs in there. Well, he grabbed it. Pit bull grabbed it, and I tried to leg it. And I don't know if anybody, you know, I don't know how many people's ever tried to leg a 500-pound hog, but that was definitely, I definitely had my work cut out for me. And somehow in the midst of all that, there was an old barn where they were in, where beside it, and there's barbed wire. And my buddy dog got tangled up in some barbed wire from this old barn where they were in the woods. So this old hog was wrecking my dog. He was tangled up in barbed wire. I was tripping on my knees trying to hold him up, you know, and I looked at my buddy and I was like, "Hey, get the dogs off of him." I said, "We are nowhere near prepared to even, you know, do anything with this 500-pound hog. Just let him go. You know, it's not hot enough to skin it, you know. I mean, it's not cold enough to skin him, because he was a bar. He'd already been cut. He got out, actually, as they were taking him to the meat processor. That's how he had originally gotten out.
Oh, shit.
And anyway, so we let him free, let him go. You know, I had to go doctor my dog up because he was wrecked. And yeah, I mean, like I said, the following weekend we had a cold front come through, and some people at that camp pulled up, and that hog was at that camp, rooting under one of the guys' lean-tos where he parks his camper.
Yeah, yeah.
And the old man pulled up and saw him, and had his 30-30 in his truck, and it was going to be a cold weekend, so he went ahead and got him some free camp meat. And put him on a scale, and he wound up going 498. I think that's what they said he went.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Wow. That is awesome. Man, I like to hear stories like that. What's one of the funniest ones you've had?
One of the funniest ones I've had.
Tell me some funny shit that happened on a hunt.
Man, I guess you could say, to me, one of the funniest ones is I got a little, I call a honey hole down here by my house. My dad and all my family members, we got a little 3,500 acre deer lease down here by my house. And they got a little section in the back of it. It butts up to a high fence.
Okay.
And the high fence isn't nothing but a little private landowner. I think it's probably 100 acres at the most. But anyway, it was kind of warm, and I had these two puppies. Charlie, my Jip that I run now, and Willow, my other Jip, the one that's a little prissy. That's all I brought with me. It was me, the dogs, my wife, my three kids, and my dad. All of us on one buggy. And anyway, we go down there, and my dad's like, "Yeah, I'll come meet y'all down there, you know. I want to go with y'all. I want to hear the dogs bark." So, all right, cool. So we go down there, we start hunting, and I go to my little honey hole. I send them down there. You know, these puppies, I think, were 10 months old at the time. And I was like, well, I told them, all I'm bringing is puppies. You know, I don't want to bring nothing else. Some old dogs hate. I let them, you know, let a little stove up. So I'm going to let them just hang out.
Yeah.
And so anyway, we pull up to my spot. I send them down my little honey hole trail, and they go in there 400 or 500 yards. Don't strike them, nothing. Just make circles, and you know, like little four-leaf clovers, just like I call it, from where I'm standing. And nothing. So I'm like, all right, well, we'll just go down here to this other feeder on the other shooting lane, you know, and to see if anything's been there. We pull up. And my dad never hog hunts. He's not a hog hunter. My dad's a deer hunter. I mean, but they grew up, running deer dogs, this, that, and other. But he's just not a hog hunter.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with
so
that.
We pull up to the feeder, and my dad says, "There's a hog been here." What the hell are you talking about? You don't know what you're talking about. And I'm telling you, there's been a hog here. Look. And I look over there, sure enough, there's some fresh rooting all over the ground. And so I dump my dogs out. Boom. They go, 100 yards in the woods, and one of them starts barking. Tear out. So we make our way back down. It's closer to go to where we literally just turned them out. And get down there, and sure enough, they're at the edge of the creek, baying. Solid. I'm talking about one of them showing 60 barks a minute.
Damn.
And I'm sitting there, and my dad's like, "What's going on?" I was like, "That's that hog you said was there. They found it, And he said, "For real?" I was, "Yeah, for real." All right. So me and my backtracked a little bit. When my dad showed up, some bitches in a cutoff t-shirt, shorts, and some hay dudes.
I already know where it's going.
And I said, "You plan on going in the woods dressed like that?" And he said, "I didn't say I was going in the woods. I just come to hear the dogs bark." And so, all right. So my wife's with me. She's down for it. If I got it, she wants to be in there with me. And so we start walking in there, and I got my middle son at the time with us. So dogs are bayed. I got my bulldog, and we're walking in there, and something happened. I'm not really sure. Hog breaks. They go another 200 or 300 yards, and then they come back to us another 100 yards. So here they are, 100 yards, bait solid, getting it. And I said, "Well, look, I'm gonna go ahead, take the bulldog, and get closer, and I'm gonna send the bulldog. They're bait." And she's like, "All right, well, what do you want me to do?" And I said, "Just wait here. Obviously you hear a hog start schooling, then y'all can come in, And she's like, "All right." Well, then all of a sudden I got closer. I just unsnapped my bulldog, and then all of a sudden the woods lit up. It wasn't one hog; it was a bunch of hogs.
Oh, it was a sounder. Shit.
Oh yeah. And my wife, I turned around and looked at my wife. She looked at me. She said, "What is that?" I said, "That is not one. That is a bunch."
And that's not good. You already unsnapped your bulldog, right?
And I'd already unsnapped my bulldog.
Oh, damn.
And so I look up and see my bulldog. He was actually half cur, half pit.
Okay.
But he was as tried and true as they come for me. But anyway, she said, "Well, what do you want me to do?" I said, "Well, first, I said, take Collier back to the buggy." And I said, "And just get the gun just in case." I don't usually shoot hogs, you know what I'm saying? I don't, but
in that situation, I understand.
I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I know I got my bulldog. I got my old trusty dusty pocket knife. I said, "Go get the gun just in case." I said, "You don't ever know." So she said, "All right, well," they start pushing further and further away. So here we are. I'm 500 yards now from my buggy. And the last thing I know is I sent my wife to go get the gun and take my son back to the buggy and leave him with my dad. Well, anyway, I get in there. They finally get bait solid, all three of them, the two puppies and my bulldog. And I'm like, well, they got one caught right there. So I start making my way to them, and I get in there. Obviously, they had done caught the biggest boar hog in the group, I guess. And when I got in there, that hog had my bulldog up against that high fence and was just working him over.
Fuck.
And then, he'd been running for a good 10 minutes already, with the puppies trying to catch up.
Yeah. So he's wore.
So he's wore slap out. And so I get in there finally, making my way through there. Get in there, I leg the hog and get my bulldog. I had one piece of mule tape because I somehow or another the other piece had gotten pulled out of my pocket somewhere. So I got one piece of mule tape tying 2 feet, and I took my belt off, and I was tying the other 2 feet with my damn belt. And I done got my bulldog, got it tied up good enough to get my bulldog off of him, take the vest off my bulldog, let him, start cooling off. And while I'm sitting there, everything's calming down, I can hear off in the distance, Dad! Dad! And it's my wife.
Oh, shit.
She didn't have a Garmin, she didn't have a handheld, she didn't have nothing. She was just coming to the sounds of the dogs barking.
Is it daylight or dark?
It was daylight.
Okay. I mean, it's still, daylight. You can get lost easy.
Oh, yeah. It was daylight, and there's pig trails everywhere.
Oh,
and shit. I just hear, Derrick! Derrick! And then finally, she shows up, and I can hear her. She's dropping every word in the book. She shows up with the gun, and she looks like the old lady in the shoe. She's got damn briars hanging out of her hair. She's pouring sweat. She done thought she was gonna be on Naked and Afraid. It was hilarious because here I am pouring down sweat myself because it done got hot, and she shows up with the gun like I told her to, and but what was funny about it was she didn't seem to tell me that in the midst of her getting lost, she fell. And when she fell, the gun barrel went straight down into the mud.
Oh, man. And if you was in emergency and tried shooting that?
Yeah, that poor little Henry 22 Magnum would have probably exploded.
Yeah.
And, but it was funny, the whole time, because she made videos of herself, I'm lost in the woods. If anybody finds me, blah, blah, blah. Because the dogs quit barking, and by the time I looked at my handheld, we were 750, 800 yards from the buggy.
God damn.
And my dad's sitting at the buggy with all 3 of my kids. No cell phone service, no nothing.
Oh, so he couldn't even come pick you up if you wanted him to?
No, there's no way. There's one way in, one way out, and that's walking.
Oh, shit. Kind of like hunting the damn river. That's how it is here.
Yeah. So that was pretty funny because my dad, he said, I heard a bunch of barking and I didn't hear nothing anymore. So I didn't know what was going on. Your kids was getting scared. Nobody knew what was going on. I mean, to me, it's funny. Everybody, you don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was, funny. My wife, she was tried and true. She went in and she done exactly what I asked her. She went back to the buggy and she came back to me with a gun,
Those are the good ones you got to keep around, man. You've got
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can't beat one like that.
No, No. Man, that's awesome. So you mentioned a little bit earlier, and kind of in this episode, in this past story you just told me, you have that female dog, right? And she is, you said she's like prissy, she's got an attitude or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, well, here's our second question of the night from another listener. His name is, hold on one sec, let me find it. I do not, this guy is from Cobourg, Ontario, so I guess somewhere up in Canada. Mitch Tardif. His question is, he says, great podcast, seeing if you've ever had a female dog that doesn't get along with other female dogs. I told him we would kind of touch base on it with the in the next podcast. So, do you mind kind of giving some advice on maybe how to fix that, or if you've ever had the problem? Because I think this is a good time to answer that.
I mean, they don't call a female dog a bitch for no reason.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they are. They're bitches. I mean, I've always been told by a bunch of old timers the female dog, the female cur dog is the boss, I guess you can say. A bunch of old timers, I mean, the male dog is going to do what them females want them to do. I mean, really, with a jip, I mean, I like to, I hunt 2 females together, but I raised them together. You know, I started them together. I hunted them together. You know, I got one. That one that's prissy, she doesn't like you said, she doesn't like for another female to get close to her. You know, I mean, except for the one that I raised her with. You know, but like I said, they've raised up from puppies together.
Yeah.
Any other female that get close to her, she's snapping at it, telling them, you know, hey, get away from me. You know, I mean, I really just, if I'm around her, you know, and it's starting to become a problem, yeah, I'll correct it. You know, but I mean, it's like, hey, I mean, leave me alone. You know what I mean? Because I mean, obviously, you know, dogs sniff each other to, you know, see who's who and what's what. You know, but I mean, it's really kind of, I don't really know how to answer that any better, honestly. But
well, I mean, do you have any advice on maybe what he could potentially do to try to get the female to get along with the other female?
I mean,
because I'll tell you what, I mean, yeah.
I mean, possibly. I mean, kennel them beside each other. That way they're used to each other. You know, I mean, like I said, the way I do my kennels, though, I do boy, girl, boy, girl, boy, girl. But trying to get them, I guess you can say, as much exposure to each other as possible. You know,
yeah.
Because obviously, the more you're around somebody, or the more a dog's around another dog, you know, they get used to that dog. You know, I mean, it's just like when you got a couple yard dogs and you got all straight running down the road. Hey, I don't know you know, bark, you know, roof, you know, get out of here. You know?
Yeah.
The more they're around each other, the more they get acclimated to each other.
Yeah. I mean,
I guess really just exposing them to each other more.
Yeah. So on my side, I have a female, my lab, and she knows she's the favorite, so she knows she don't like another female, and another female ain't getting close to her. She's proved it anywhere we take her, and I think it's more or less because I think some of it's my fault. But she's not going anywhere, regardless of the situation. She's absolutely not. So I try to avoid having those confrontations. Sometimes there's nothing you can do. I believe there's probably something I could do, but I just don't care enough to actually do it. You know, I don't know if we're going to be able to answer your question the way you want it to, Mr. Mitch. That's just a very open question. I guess if you want to get more detail, you can ask me again, and maybe we can try to get something more detailed for you. But you know, that pretty much sums up that one. Is there anything else you want to say on it, Derrick?
No, I mean, that's pretty, like I said, it's just exposure to me, really.
Yeah. Okay, so we are, you know, roughly about halfway through. I want to go ahead and ask you if you have any shout-outs you want to give to anybody. If there's anything you want to talk about, feel free. Now's your chance.
I guess you can give a good shout-out to Jake. Boy, Cano, man, I've done a lot of dealings with him, and Jake's a good one to have on your side. I'll put it to you that way. He's done a lot for the sport of hog hunting. You know, whether it be the bait pen, whether it be, you know, just hunting in general. Like I said, he's a good one. He's a good guy to know. Put it to you that way.
Yeah.
Man, Ryan and Carter, you know, boars and broads, you know, of course everybody wants to get their pictures, you know, taken with a boars and broads hat and get featured on their Facebook or their Instagram, you know. But man, those guys, they're doing it for all the right reasons, you know.
Yeah. I agree.
So,
man, I was absolutely surprised when Boars and Broads shared the first few podcasts. Like, you know, y'all, I got to cover it on Boars and Broads again. They're not I didn't think they were bad people or nothing. I just thought they were they know they're the face of hog hunting merchandise. I hate to, if there's anybody else out there, I'm sorry, but they are the face of it. I mean, they are the most recognized hog hunting merchandise there is out there. And you know what's it to them to support? I mean, there's no sugarcoating it, Derrick. I'm not very well liked around here, around like a 30-mile radius. Everybody knows that. Nobody knows why. They just, I mean, Michael Smith covered it. He said, man, they don't know the work you put into it, and they're pissed off that they think you're lying about shit, you know? So with Boars and Broads having the wide spectrum that they got, I would think that they'd be like, oh, piss on him. But no, they're very supportive, you know. I try to stay in contact with Ryan pretty often, you know, on Snapchat and social media and stuff. Seems like Carter's more on the busier side of things, which I understand. There's not a problem with that. I know Carter was over in Guam hunting, but I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just wanted to, you know, let them know, like, I really do appreciate Boars and Broads, and I mean, you know, my supporters wise, Kenneth and Tequil, man, they are freaking huge supporters. Like, everything they share, they're always talking positive. I'm having people reaching out about how much they've mentioned the podcast to other people. I just highly appreciate that, y'all. You don't know what word of mouth does. It does more than me sharing a podcast on social media.
Yeah, word of mouth is big.
I still think it's bigger than social media. I think you can get further based off of, hey, I'm talking to you. Hey, man, I heard this on the podcast. Instead of seeing me post it, oh, I don't want to listen to that because I don't know what's in it. You know, I don't want to waste time. And then they say, hey, you know, about an hour in, man, they said some funny shit. You need to go listen to it. I think they're going to go listen to it because their buddy told them that versus, you know, something else.
Yeah, word of mouth is, I mean, especially in smaller towns, you know, obviously, you know, everybody always runs a Facebook, but, you know, Facebook ain't got the little old lady sitting on the front porch smoking cigarettes, you know, gossiping all night long either.
Yeah.
So word of mouth goes a long ways around here in these little small towns.
Yes. And that I got a question for you after that. If you is there any more shout outs you want to give out to anybody?
No, we're good. We can go on.
All right, so I do have a question. I don't know if this is true, and I feel really bad if I don't know this. This might be on your end, but do you have a shop there in Kirbyville, or?
I did.
You did, okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to go into detail in it. I was asked, and I wasn't sure.
I did, and it was very successful. It was Sunday. It was Sundays Outdoors. We spelled it SON because I got 3 sons. So that was our little nick to, you know, name it after our kids.
Yeah.
And it was great. I mean, I can't tell you how many people that I met through Sundays Outdoors. And I can't tell you how many people I met that hog hunted that I never even thought of that did hog hunt because of Sundays Outdoors. Like I said, it was a great, I mean, everything was good. I mean, it just, life, I guess you can say, between having a wife, having 3 kids, working a full-time job, my wife, you know, working for herself, being a cosmetologist or whatever, you know, doing hair for a living.
Yeah.
It was just a lot to juggle. And I took a new job, you know, and I wasn't able to give it the attention that it needed. And so we just kind of decided to, you know, let it go, and maybe one day, you know, after we get a little older, you know, learn from a couple mistakes that were made, you know, and to make it better if we ever decided to open it, you know, again, you know, there's still opportunity. But like I said, it just, I guess you can say life is pretty much the reason why, you know, we don't have it anymore. Just, I guess you can say, trying to be a little bit more
family man.
Yeah, I guess you can say, because I mean, we literally, and it kind of cut into my hog hunting a lot too. So. Yeah,
no, and you're a welder as well, right?
No, on this job, I'm a pipe general foreman.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, it's pretty damn close. It's
pretty
the hours freaking, yeah.
Yeah.
And man, it sucks.
Can to can't, pretty much. I mean, we're on a new project right now, and we're getting close to the finish, and it's pretty much, my wife says, I'm tired of you working so much, and I was like, well, I'm tired of Amazon packages showing up on my front porch every day, so.
Yeah. The way I say it, I say this whole job thing's getting in the way of my hunting career.
Oh, yeah. If I could find a way to hunt for the rest of my life and get paid for it, I'd quit right now.
Man, trust me. But yeah, I wish people would understand that is what I'm getting at. The way you explain that is awesome. You know, I do this podcast, and people would think, you know, just with the podcast, it don't take up much time, and you'd be surprised. Yeah. And I try to keep them coming. The only thing I ask people to do is like and share it. You know, I'll have 450 views in one day, and I'll only have my regular Boars and Broads that shares it, Kenneth Smith to Kill Smith, and then that's it. And it's like, so I'm assuming the other 447 are just hate me. You know, they're like, we ain't sharing this shit. We don't want to support it, but we want to listen to it every time. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
Because, man, I took a 2-week break for the baby, and everybody was losing their mind. When's the next one coming, you know? But, yeah.
You gotta spend that time, too, because if mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy.
Yeah, well, she's big on me on this. She's like, look, you don't need to be giving up on this. You made it pretty damn far pretty quick with the viewers, so let's keep it going. And I'm trying to do it the right way, you know. I really am. I'm newer to it, so we can get off that. Everybody knows all that shit already. I don't want to sit here and waste your time talking about that. Now, is there anything you want to say that we haven't covered yet? You know, before I go on to the next topic.
Nothing that nobody's not said in the past, you know. I mean, you get out what you put in, you know.
Yeah. No, yeah, most definitely. So, you know, I most definitely got to ask, you know, if you don't mind kind of covering a little bit, when you really start getting into this sport and if you're running into issues, you know, with, I guess I should say, starting out new dogs again. So say you already have some good going dogs, and you know you got other puppies on the yard, and everybody's like, well, run them with the good going dogs. You know, that's what everybody wants to say. But then you take them out there, and they're just not performing right. And you're pissed off because you're like, your good dog's starting to slack because it's got a puppy with it and everything. How do you overcome that?
Well, to be honest, starting puppies is aggravating as hell. I mean, you gotta have patience. If you ain't got the patience for it, I mean, you might as well just, every time you need a dog, go find somebody and offer them a couple $1,000, and, you know what I'm saying, buy, you know, a bought, not built kind of scenario, you know. But I like training puppies. I have the patience. I love it. You know, the two gyps that I got on my yard right now, you know, I started them myself, trained them myself, even my catch dogs, you know. To me, that's just part of it, you know. And I mean, we've talked in the past, you know. I mean, I had a planned litter this year. You know, my gyp, I bred my best two that I feel like are my best two. You know, just probably like everybody else does. And the week she was supposed to have her puppies, you know, she spotted a little bit and dried up. You know, didn't have a single puppy. So, but going back to, you know, training puppies, I mean, it's like you said. I mean, it's exposure. You know, and turning them out. You know what I'm saying? I just turned mine out with my older dogs, you know, and if my older dogs start slacking and starting wanting to act like doing what the puppies do, then I'll throw the puppies in the box and, hey, y'all know better. Y'all go on, get ahead, you know?
So, and let me stop you there real quick. So you're going ahead and running with the older dogs, and if I understand you correctly, you'll put them up if they start acting up. So you're not 100% in starting over puppies again. You are trying to initiate them with the older dogs, or integrate them with the older dogs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And then there is some instances, that I'll take nothing but puppies. I hunt by myself a bunch.
Yeah.
I'll go by myself, any day of the week. It is what it is. I mean, people can't, if somebody can go, hey, cool, let's go. But if not, hey, I can get on my buggy at my house and I can go down the road. I can go catch a hog and, or at least run a good one and get a good race going. And there's some days, I'll just, hey, I'm telling my wife, hey, I'm going hunting in the morning. And then she will, well, who are you going to bring tomorrow? Well, I'm just going to bring the puppies. That's when, to me, that's when you learn, you find out more about your puppies whenever you have them by themselves, not when they're with an older dog, because then, they tend to want to become a me too.
Yeah. That's what I was going to ask you next, so I'm glad you covered that.
I'm not trying to train a me too. I'm trying to train a replacement. Because all it takes is one good hog, and your whole pack could be gone.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm always trying to have the next up and comer. In the box. You can't make a dog in a kennel.
Yeah, most definitely, you're right.
Every time I go, I'm trying to bring something. I always got something young. Obviously I don't like to bring two puppies. Anything over two, you're wasting your time. I feel like, in my opinion.
Yep, the saying, one puppy you have half a puppy, two puppies you got no puppies.
Yeah, it's anything over two. But obviously, if I'm going by myself and say I got four puppies, if I'm going by myself, I'll bring all four because I can pay attention to them. You know what I'm saying? But if you got two grown dogs and then you got a bulldog and you got this, it's just a lot for one person. But training puppies, you better have some good walking shoes. Because some people got that one off that you pull up and there's a hog at a feeder, or you saw a hog crossing the road. You dump them out. Like I've heard people say. I think Michael said it the other day. You got out of a litter of puppies, you got your superstars, you got your sometimers, you got your wannabes, I guess you say. Then you got your skulls.
Yeah. He said 2
out
of 10 may make it.
Yeah, you never know. You never know which one. When you pick a puppy, some people got certain things they're looking for. But if you pick a 6-week-old puppy, you don't know what you're getting.
No.
You're literally just picking that
bone
dog.
structure and color is all you're looking at.
All you're looking at, yeah. And you're looking at, is he the one standing at the fence, howling at you to pick him up, or is he the one standing over there in the corner that doesn't want to be associated with the other dogs? That's pretty much it. And I pick one of each. That's usually what I do. I pick one of them that's front row center, and I pick that one that's away from everybody.
Yeah.
And I'm a sucker for a runt. So.
Me too. Shit, I was about to just tell you that. I always pick the runt of every litter. Every litter, I always pick the runt.
Yep. I don't know what it is, but I'm a sucker for it.
I don't know why. I think it's because nobody else is ever going to want. I'm not going to sit here and act like I have a theory behind it, because I don't.
Yeah, everybody always talks about that's going to be a big, beautiful dog. I'll take the small, ugly one if it'll find a hog. I don't really care.
Yeah. No, I got you. No, because that, more or less, I'm asking this honestly on my own side, because I'm not frustrated with my puppies by any means. That's not what I'm saying, and they're doing just fine for me. I don't have anything negative to say, but the problem is I'm so used to taking out my good dog and catching a hog, and I think it's just because I'm still new to this, and I take that pup out and it's like, gosh damn it, I didn't catch a hog, and I'm pissed. So then I got to go pick up my Newt dog or my Nature's dog or my Bell's and one of them three, and I got to go hunt because I feel like I just failed. And then I sit there and I think, I'm like, man, I went 8 months without catching a daggum hog. 8 months. And I think I could take a couple months without catching a hog to get some puppies going. Because my puppies at 6 months old are doing more than any dog I bought off Facebook, if that tells you anything. And I mean, quote unquote, finished dogs, $4,000 dogs, whatever. These 6 month old puppies are literally doing more. Well, they're 7 months now, but I don't know. It's frustrating. That's why I kind of asked, because I want to know if I'm going down the right path.
I mean, with my puppies, I have a little pen here at the house, and I'll go catch a shoulder or something, and have it in a little pen here at the house, and I don't put them in the pen much, just more or less for exposure. Hey, this is what we're, this is what a hog is. This is what we're looking for. And me and my wife were talking about this when I told her last night that you were gonna ask me about this. She said, "Well, what are you gonna do if he says, 'What's your favorite dog?'"
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about that. Don't spill it yet.
All right. Well, I'll save that story. Yeah. But anyway, I put my dogs in the pen, and I'll let them. I only like to put them in there probably 3, 4, 5 times at the most. Just for exposure. Hey, this is just to see how they're going to react. With a hog.
Yeah.
And after that, I mean, any dog on the planet can bay a hog. I mean, not necessarily bay a hog. Any dog on the planet can bark at a hog.
Yeah. I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing.
Any dog can bark at it, but you got to have with that. They got to want to leave. You can get any dog to bark at one, but you got to get them to want to leave your feet to go find one to bark at.
Yes, you're right.
And walking with those puppies. I mean, if you got the physical ability, I mean, I know a lot of people say, "Oh, I ain't gonna walk. That's what that boogie's for." Well,
you probably ain't gonna have good dogs.
Sometimes them hogs ain't crossing every single road in your hunting club.
Yeah.
I mean, matter of fact, the hunt club, I got my big club, I say, it's right at like 8,500 acres.
Yeah.
And, I'm going to say like the first year after deer season, I was on that club, or the second year, somewhere like that. Anyway, I hadn't been on the club very long. And, but I was on it long enough to hunt. I got on it early enough to hog hunt it right after deer season, and then I was on it for the whole, basically, hog season until deer season started again. And then once deer season was over, so this was the second year I was able to hunt it. And one of the members, hey, y'all going hog hunting, in the morning, it's opening morning for us, go turn our dogs out kind of thing. And he's like, "I want to go." Yeah, man, that's fine. I mean, hell, you've been on the club 15 years. You can do whatever you want to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To me, I'm still a new guy, And so anyway, we start hunting, and just by reading the Garmin, oh, well, they're over here by so and so stand. Let's get over here, over there, and then.
Hey, Derrick, you're cutting out really bad.
How about now? Is that better?
Yep, you're good now.
Okay.
Nope, you're back to cutting out again.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I got you now.
He said, go over there to where so-and-so stand is, and then we pull up and, quit looking at your Garmin while you're driving down the road or whatever, and get over there and like, "Oh, man, now they're over here at so-and-so stand." And the guy's like, I think it's funny, the guy's like, "Man, how do you know where everything's at just by looking down at the map? I've been on this club 15 years and I don't know where we're at." And I was like, because I get out and I hunt, how can I bring you places that you will never go?
Most of the gorgeous places too.
It'll bring you it'll bring you into places that man's never seen in probably 100 years.
Yep. We were talking about that after church.
Yeah, it will bring you to. It'll bring you to some places that you would have never just decided to just walk in there and look.
Yep.
And, you know, that, like I said, it's just putting in the work. You know, that's part of it. You know, I mean, you got to know where you're hunting at too, you know, to, in case you do got to cut your dogs off or, you know, stuff like that. That's obviously, I got a Garmin, you know, but, you got to know your boundaries too in that thing. So,
Yep. I agree. Now, you did mention in there, I want to cover this. This is actually a very good question, I believe. Do you believe keeping a hog in a pen on your yard or within a reasonable distance full time will affect your dog's winding ability, rigging ability, however you want to say it, or tracking ability? Do you think it could potentially mess with them?
no.
You don't think so at all?
No, because honestly, I think it's quite funny. Because the way my yard is, the hog pen that I had where I'd keep a hog is straight due north. Probably 400 yards on the other side of the property. From where my dogs are.
Okay.
And sometimes on a good northern wind, my dogs can be standing at their kennels, nose up in the air. If I got a hog in that pen, I've noticed a couple of times, you know, the wind blowing out of the north, all my dogs are standing up at the kennel, their nose up in the air, barking. You know, the wind coming from the north because there's hogs over there in the pen.
Yeah.
And I mean, to me, I think it's my wife. You know, what are they doing? I said, the wind's blowing out of the north. I bet you they're winning that hog over there.
Yeah.
So no, to me, no. I mean, like I said, because I've always had a hog. A majority of the year, there's usually a hog in a pen.
Okay. Well, I didn't know. I was curious because I had one. You know, I mean, I always usually try to always keep a hog in my pen. But I just didn't know if it would potentially affect them in the future or not because I don't know. I got a couple dogs that won't even show interest to a hog in a pen, but you cut them out in the woods and they go and find them.
Oh, I've seen it firsthand myself. I had one the same way. To me, or my thought process was, well, the dog thinks the hog is
part of the property,
caught.
I guess.
It's caught, you know. I mean, caught hog, you know. I'm not yelling at him to, you know, catch him or, you know, I mean, he just won't do nothing in a pen. But as soon as you get him out of the pen, the hog starts running across the yard. Hey, he's got. So, I mean, I've had a bulldog do the same thing. You know, I put him in a pen, wouldn't do nothing. The only thing the bulldog wanted to do was get out of the pen.
Yeah.
You know, but I take that hog out of that pen and just tie a piece of mule tape to him and let him, you know, let him take off running with that mule tape tied to his foot or something, you know, and hey, bulldog's going after it.
Yeah. So you say you tie the mule tape? Are you talking like you put a drag on the hog, or what? What are you saying?
Yeah, like more or less, kind of just give him some free range, basically like putting a leash on it, you know, where it can't run off.
Yeah.
Where I can just go get it and, you know, put it back in the pen. Give it more a little bit of, I mean, because some dogs don't want to be in the pen. You know, they feel, I guess you can say feel, because my pen has 10 on around the bottom, so they can't see out of it.
Huh.
You know, so, you know, dogs can't see in, hogs can't see out.
Yeah.
You know, so to me, I guess maybe
that probably helps a lot.
Yeah.
I like that idea. I really do. 10. So, I mean, do you have, like, I have a circle pen, though.
Oh, yeah. See, our pen's just a rectangle.
Okay. Man, I wonder if I could get some, like, thinner, not that R panel or something. Well, gosh, damn, that's all I knew. We could talk about all that later. All right, well, next. You got anything else you want to cover on that?
No, that's good.
All right, so we're going to go off a little bit here. I'm going to ask everybody this about 3/4 of the way through. I just started it on the last episode. I asked Michael Smith. We're going to switch over to Bay Pen a little bit. Who is your favorite Bay Pen dog of all time?
My favorite Bay Pen dog. Oh man. I want to say, me personally, I mean, obviously they all bay phenomenal. You know, if they didn't, they wouldn't be there, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
If those dogs didn't do, you know, phenomenal job baying those hogs like that, you know, obviously they wouldn't be spending the money to even put them in the competition.
Yeah, yeah.
Of course, you know, everybody knows Goose.
Yeah.
You know, Randy does a good job of letting the world know about him.
Yeah.
You know, which is, hey, if I had him, I'd be in the same boat.
A $750,000 dog. I really do want to know what the exact number is on him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we probably would never know. You know, and if I was him, I probably wouldn't tell anybody.
I wouldn't either. Shit, I bet everybody think he's a $10 million dog.
But me personally, I like. I guess to me, it's just gonna go off of. I'm gonna go off of looks. I like hand grenade.
Hand grenade? Okay.
Yeah, because to me, obviously he's a yellow dog, but I know he's not a yellow dog. But his color's yellow, and the dude just looks like Mr. T in the bay pen. You know what I'm saying? He's that son gun is. When you see pictures of him, he's just yoked up.
Oh yeah, I've seen him.
I mean, it almost looks like when he's up there on the podium, like he's flexing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think his what's that guy's name? GW.
That handles hand grenade?
Huh?
I don't know. GW son is who you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
GW son on Facebook. Yeah. Hit the hand grenade. You know that. I don't know why, but to me, like I said, it's just going off the looks. Like I said, they all do a phenomenal job. I just like the way I just like his build. I like his, you know. That's just how I am. I guess you could say.
No, there's nothing wrong with that at all. I mean, there's not. I mean, after that, you know, I got to follow it up with. I'm assuming we can all agree that Uncle Earl's is probably the biggest get together for hog hunters around.
Yeah, most definitely.
Or have you ever been to any other baying event?
Uncle Earl's, Downsville. They used to have one in Village Mills over here close to our house, actually. When Jake was over that one. But besides that, not really.
Huh. Okay, well, I mean, I'm just, for anybody out there listening want to get in the bay pen world, I mean, I'm telling y'all, start out with the old Earls.
Yeah. Can't go wrong with Uncle Earl's.
It's freaking fun. Gosh damn, it's fun. But
you can't go wrong with going to Uncle Earl's. I mean, that's all it is to it.
If you want to listen to dogs bark for 7 days straight, there you go.
Yeah.
And I mean 7 days straight.
Or come to my house, according to my wife, because apparently mine never shut up when I'm not home.
All right. Well, shoot, we covered all that now. So let me ask you this. I didn't ask you in the beginning. How long have you been hunting hogs?
I'm gonna say religiously, probably close to 7, 8 years.
Okay. So
religiously, you know. I mean, obviously, I grew up hunting.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I remember, you know, obviously I grew up deer hunting, you know. But I mean, like I said, my dad wasn't a hog hunter, but my family, you know, ran dogs until we couldn't run dogs anymore, and then they still ran them a little while longer, you know. But as far as myself goes, yeah, it's probably 7, somewhere around. I mean, it all kind of runs together, you know. Time flies when you're having fun, so.
Yeah. So what's the most? What is the best taught lesson in hog hunting that you've ever had?
The best Best taught lesson. Don't, I guess you can say, the dog will make a liar out of you real quick. You know, I don't necessarily like to, I guess you say, brag on my dogs. Because as soon as you say, oh, my dog ain't gonna do that, hey, the one time he ever did it is right after you said that.
Yeah. Trust me, I've been there.
You know? Yeah. Oh, my dog ain't gonna run no deer. Oh, hey, next thing you know, you got 3 white flags sitting at a feeder when you come around a corner and your dogs are already out. Hey, and they're gone. So, yeah, if you don't want your dog to do it, don't say that he won't do it, because then he wind up will.
Yeah. Yeah, very, very, very true statement. Very true. Yeah, I've made that mistake quite a few times. Luckily I wasn't with a group of people though. You know, I told my wife, I said, oh, he don't trash no more. And man, I'm gonna tell you right now, there's some people that give me some shit, but you want to hear me get some real shit? Hunt with my wife and I. Well, it's fucking because you keep cutting them out on this, and it's like she knows it. She's like, you fucking knew better. You know what's over here. Oh man, I will not hear the end of it. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And she's like, you know, this is populated with deer more than it is hogs. Why are you dropping a 1.5-year-old puppy there, or dog, whatever? You know, people consider.
See, my dogs. I mean, I'm not saying they won't run a deer, but it's hard for them to. So my hunt club that I run is loaded with deer. I mean, I've sat on my stand some morning and counted 23 deer, and they're not the same deer, you know. Yeah. So my dogs learned real early, real quick, we're not here to run deer, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I set them up. I mean, you gotta set your dogs up for success too. Obviously, if I pull up to obviously when I'm hunting in my hunt club, you know, I'm hunting the roads, hunting tracks, looking for fresh tracks across the roads, put them on a track. I go check my feeders. You know, obviously everybody's got cameras nowadays, to know if what's been there, you know. But obviously I'm not going to pull up, and if I pull up to my feeder and there's 10 does or 5 does or 2 does, hell, even 1 doe standing at my feeder, I'm just going to turn around and go on.
Yeah. You
know, I mean, I'm not going to set them up for failure. You know, obviously, like you said, if you got a young dog and you stick him out there and you literally saw a deer run off, well, I mean, you can't get mad at that dog if he goes and runs that deer, because I mean, you put him on the ground where that's the hottest thing in the area.
Huh.
You know?
Yeah, you're right. You are.
So I mean, like I said, I'm not saying I haven't, you know what I'm saying, because I have pulled up and, you know, I looked at my camera and, hey, I got a big bull hog at my feeder, you know, and then we're on the other side of the club, so it takes us, you know, 10 or 15 minutes to get there. And then, when you get there, the hog's gone, but there's a doe standing there. Well, hey, I know that hog was still here, so. And then luckily, you know, obviously we go get him in the right direction and wind up catching the hog, you know, but just pulling up blind, you know, doesn't necessarily work out too well sometimes.
Nope, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. So tell us some mistakes you've made. Some big mistakes you've made. Some that you believe might have ruined a dog.
Let's see. Some that I felt would ruin it.
So, like, for example, what I did when I found out was real wrong, and I didn't know, you know, I didn't know any better. You know, my Newt dog, I'm surprised he does what he does now, because I would freak out when he would hit that 1.276, 1.27 or whatever on the Garmin when it starts cutting out. So I throw my antenna in the tree and I just start shocking the piss out of him because I was like, man, I'm never going to get him back. You know what I mean? So I made that mistake in the beginning. Like that was the first dog that I really, I mean, he's 2 now. He's 2 years old. I've been hunting for almost 2 years. And that was I put in a lot of effort into that dog. My wife says it's hers because she's had to go get him out in the woods so many times because she loved him. It wasn't, I was like, no, leave him alone, and he'd just get out there and just hunt and hunt and hunt. And so she just started cutting him off because we found out when we would, nick him or shock him, use any type of stimulation, he'd just lay down.
Yeah.
So that was one of my biggest mistakes.
Yeah, I guess I did have a dog, or I guess you could say the electricity, yeah. At a young age, I guess trying to trash break them from running deer. Starting out some puppies or whatever. I did have a dog that if he heard a tone, it got to a point where if he heard the tone, because usually, you tone them, they don't listen, boom, you give them a little bit of electricity, boom, give them a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, he always associated that tone after that with the next thing comes a shock. And I mean, obviously I learned from my mistake with that dog and I stopped it, but, it got to the point though, I had to turn off all of my, all the notifications on my Garmin. So like, your dog's treat,
yep,
because every time you pull up, you got your bulldogs or whatever in your box, bulldog's treat, beep beep, your handheld goes off. Well, if he's in the buggy or he's anywhere near it and he hears the handheld going off, hey, he's or he's done. Like he's right. You gotta. I had to, because like I said, he'd always associate that beeping with next thing comes the shock.
Yep.
And so like I said, I wound up taking the prongs off of his collar. So, like, hey, dude, look, there ain't nothing. Like, I mean, I know obviously he can't talk to you, you know what I'm saying? But hey, you can't get shocked with this collar.
Yep.
And because for a little while, if he felt the prongs, he wouldn't. I mean, you might as well just not even take it.
Yep.
But you'd have to put him in a buggy, drive down the road, go to another spot. Basically, kind of like we're going to a new spot, we're going to a new hunt. Do the whole thing all over again. Pull up, look for sign, dump the box, whatever, let him go, and he's okay. But that one particular spot, if he hears a beeping, hears a tone going off, he's done. You gotta go to another spot.
Yeah. Yep.
So I guess using the.
I know what you're saying. I fucked up too, and I started noticing that because I don't. I pulled all
that
my.
That was at a young. I guess you can say stage. I guess you can say in my progression, of hunting. I got this new Garmin system. It shocks the dog. It tones the dog. It does all this. Hey, I can, do what I want to. I can make them do what I want. Yeah, you can also ruin them.
So what did you do? Of course you took them out. You and I literally did the same exact thing. I took mine out of new. Actually, believe it or not, I went back to my training lab techniques, and I got him away, like, to not be scared of that anymore. Not anticipate getting shot. It took some time. It took some time. But now I can tone him a mile and a half out, and he's coming back. Like,
oh yeah,
I don't.
Yeah, I've got to where I don't even. I mean, I've got all the shocking abilities on all of my collars put on one.
Yep.
So even if that accidentally does get touched, you know what I'm saying? They're not gonna notice it.
Yep.
I mean, I've worked.
You there, Derrick? Hello. I think you connected to another vehicle or something. If you can hear me. Hello? Hello? Let's try to call him back, y'all. Sorry, I don't like to edit any of the videos, anything out, because I don't want it to seem fake. So maybe we can get a hold of him.
Yeah, this is Derrick.
Nope, not yet. We'll try to get him back on here, y'all. But we'll give him a second to call back. But I would like to tell y'all, he's right. I believe I ruined Newt like early on, because then I was getting pissed off. Oh, here he is, because he wouldn't go out, and yeah, it was my fault. But luckily, we overcame that boundary. Hello. Hello? Derrick, I can hear you.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I got you.
Alright.
Sorry.
I don't know what happened.
Oh,
I just went off. I don't know what happened.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you now. All right. Yeah. So, like we was talking about, the prongs. You said you turned them all the way down, and then what were you saying? Hello? I'm losing you again. Oh, I got you back somewhere.
You got me?
You're cutting out, like you're losing service or something.
I'm at my house.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you again now. There we go. Way better.
Every time I get to my house, it always kicks off. Perks of living in the country.
Yeah, I know. That's how. We'll talk about that too later. Gosh damn, I get distracted easily. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
But yeah, like I was saying, I just do mine with my dogs. Tone, really just tone only. But like I said, I like to try to.
Hello. I lost you again. Alright, y'all. Sorry. But what I was saying is I believe I really did ruin Newt Dog for a while. Old Newt Dog overcame that. I went back to pretty much babying him for a little bit. And now he's golden. He knows the difference between stimulation and tone. It's not like tone, oh, I did bad. Tone means here, come here. Stimulation means you better stop the shit you're doing. Alright, I got you. Hello?
Well, if this ain't a crock of shit.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, if this ain't a crock of shit.
No, it's all good. Who gives a shit? I promise they ain't gonna care. They like that shit. It makes it true, man. Shit.
Yeah, I guess that's part of living in the country.
Yeah.
Verizon, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I got you. That ain't no shit.
So, did you hear what I was saying about the way I like to tone them out or whatever?
Yeah, yes. We got through that. Now, shoot, where was I? Oh, okay. So, once you get them through all them, once they get older, what is your recall? What's your time before you actually start recalling a dog out of the woods? Like, how long are you allowing that dog to hunt until you decide to say, hey, it's enough, come on? Or do you strictly rig hunt, wind hunt? Or do you free cast?
No, I'll free cast. I'll hunt I'll ride all day, look for tracks, look for fresh sign, If I see a track cross the road, it don't look like it's too old, I'll dump them on it, and hell, sometimes I'll just pull up and I know there's hogs somewhere over here, get ahead. And, I'll let them go and go and go. If they're out in the woods, they're not going to find a hog in the buggy.
No.
There's not many hunt clubs you're going to ride down the road and just be a hog laying in the bushes, you know what I mean?
They always got to be the farthest way possible, I swear. Or they got to swim or some bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, I'll let them. I mean, if they're out and they're not running down a hunting club road, I'll let them hunt till they find something or until I get tired and ready to go home. It don't matter to me.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been plenty of mornings. I mean, there's been plenty of nights that, get off work, go hunting, and don't come home till the sun comes up, and caught one hog all night. But that's just part of it, I mean, you don't never know what you're going to catch when you go out there,
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, sometimes it's one, sometimes it's none. But, I mean, every hunt, what I'm saying, I'm pretty sure I learned something. I'm pretty sure the dog learned something too,
Most definitely. Most definitely. Yeah, I mean, so whenever you, let's say, what would you consider a free cast? I really got to kind of cover that. Are you considering a free cast when there is absolutely no sign, or there's a little bit of sign and it's, I know people are, that's a dumb question, Alan. Clearly there's sign, or there's no sign if you're free casting. But I've had people, reach out and say, man, I free casted in this sign. Well, I would consider that dropping in sign.
Yeah, that's dropping in sign,
Yeah. So,
I mean, I guess you can say, I mean,
I don't know if they're meaning like, oh, my dog didn't rig, but I see a track, and they get that confused with free casting.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's pretty self-explanatory what free casting is. I just
pretty much.
I seen one of those notes. I was like, oh, man.
I'll pull up and I mean, I know hogs are always around this area, but there's nothing fresh.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, there's rooting, but hell, it might be a couple of days old. Hell, there's grass growing in it already, But obviously they're around these areas somewhere, so hey, dump them out, let them go look.
Yeah.
I mean, just because they rooted right here today, just because they rooted right here, yesterday or 2 days ago, don't mean they didn't root 40 yards in the woods over there today. I mean, just because just because you don't see it on the side of the road, don't mean they ain't doing it in the edge of the woods.
Yeah.
And I mean, like I said, but I'll pull up, and that's why I said I hunt by myself a bunch. So I mean, I'll just pull up in spots, pull up to an old creek, send them down the creek bank,
Yeah.
I always got to drink water too somewhere, so hey, just go yonder way.
Yep.
And I mean, my dogs kind of like I said earlier, they do like a lot of times when I pull up to a spot, it looks like a 4-leaf clover, what I'm saying, from where I'm standing. They'll go out, range out 4, 5, 6, 700 yards, however much, and they'll come back, and if they didn't hit nothing in that spot, they'll come back and send them in another direction.
Yep.
And, go make a range over there. And, I mean, obviously, if they hit one, then, race is on then.
Yep.
So we'll cover a pretty good block of, woods before I move when I pull up to a spot and drop them. We don't just pull up and they go out 200 or 300 yards and there ain't nothing here and get in the buggy and go to the next spot.
Yeah, you're going to make sure that ground's covered.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's hear another story. I'm excited for this one. I want to hear your rankest hog you've ever caught.
The rankest hog I ever
that you
caught.
tied. You had to have tied it. You couldn't have shot it.
The rankest hog. So I'm gonna say, man, I've caught some pretty ranked ones. Okay. There's actually a video of us catching this hog on my TikTok, on my Facebook. It's actually like the number one video pinned on my TikTok. It's got like over 1 million views.
God damn.
Uncle Earl's tournament. Was hunting in Uncle Earl's tournament. And big old boar hog, out in the middle of the open by itself. Had one dog bay in it by itself. And me and my buddy, we pull up, and we had a guy that was with us that was a helper. And I caught a lot of flack over this on this video, but the bulldog, this was like one of the first hogs that we caught from the tournament. And so everybody still, I mean, long story short, everybody thought that somebody put the vest on the bulldog.
Oh,
and,
shit.
Anyways, the vest wasn't on the bulldog. Too late. Bulldog's already unsnapped. And he's gone. I mean, you can see it in the video. It looks like he's running forever, but it ain't 30, 40 yards the bulldog had to run. Anyway, we get over there, and you can see it in the video when you get on there. I'm talking about, it's my buddy Will's bulldog, old Reggie. R.I.P. Reggie. That dog, this hog here didn't kill him. Actually a smaller hog did. But, anyways, when Reggie gets on there, when he gets up there to him, hey, I'm talking about hung on him like an earring. And Reggie is getting thrown, Reggie's getting tossed, and the hog, I don't get it all on video, but the hog takes off running with Reggie, hung on his ear, and runs probably 40 yards into a pond. And so we get over there to the pond, and the hog's swimming, and Reggie's pretty much standing on his back while the hog's swimming. Still hung on an ear. And we get there, and I'm the first one there, and I mean, I don't care. I don't care if it's my dog, your dog, their dog, somebody else's dog. If I'm there and the hog's caught, I'm going in there to grab it. I don't care whose dog it is. And so I start shucking clothes. Like I said, this is the very first hog that we caught from the tournament. It's going to be a long day soaking ass wet.
Fuck yeah, I know that feeling.
And so anyway, I go off in there, and somehow, some way, in the middle of this pond, this bitch is 7 foot deep, 8 foot deep. I'm swimming. And it ain't a very big pond. Hell, it looks like the size of a swimming pool in my backyard. So anyway, I get out there, and this hog starts swimming towards me. And anyway, I get him to turn, and I grab him by his back legs or whatever, and then get him to the bank. Well, everybody else is just kind of waiting for me to get to the bank. And when I get over there to the bank or whatever, we get him out of the water or whatever. So we got him out of the water, got the bulldog off of him. Whatever. I'm sitting, got him flipped over. You know, it's kind of chilly. I done caught a cramp in my back. You know how it all goes. My back's cramping up. My hands are cramping from holding the hog. Hey, somebody got to swap spots with me. You know, hell, I caught him. Somebody else get over here and tie him, you know. And, anyway, we go to swap spots. And while I'm sitting there, this is the first and only time this ever happened. This hog, while I'm literally having him on his side, gets his front and his back legs underneath him, and this bitch stands up with me on his back. No bulldog on him, no nothing. So now I'm sitting on this hog like he's a damn horse, and he just runs straight back into the water. And then he turns around, and he's just backed up in the water looking at us.
Does he have a bulldog on him still, or?
No. And we had already got the bulldog off of him. We were getting ready to tie him.
Oh, okay.
Everybody, all the bulldogs, all the dogs were off. You know, everything was off. We were sitting there holding him. We were getting ready to swap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Somebody
yeah.
was getting ready to, tag me out. That way I could stand up. And, we was getting ready to tie him or whatever. And like I said, this thing stood up, went right back in the water. So we had to catch this bitch again. And
Shit, I love it.
So anyway, we catch him again, and he's got some cutters. I'm talking about 2.5, 3 inches at least.
Them pokers, man.
Sticking out the side of his mouth. And so by this time, after all this is done, said and done, the guy that was our helper, he grabbed one hobble, a piece of mule tape. I don't know. He didn't grab any two things that matched, to tie this hog with.
That's why you just keep fucking 3-foot strands of mule tape in your pocket.
Well, that's what I'm saying. This is the very first one. Everything was still hanging on the buggy.
Oh, shit.
Anyway, we had a hobble, piece of mule tape, and but while all this was going on, we had other dogs that were caught on hogs as well that we ain't even got to yet already. And so anyway, we get this thing untied up. Finally, we go find the other ones or whatever. Like, we got probably 4 hogs tied up. So then we start making our rounds to go pick them up. And this hog, when we got back over there, these hobbles that they'd had, they were the kind that you got 3 snaps and one has a ring. So all the hobbles can like come apart.
Yeah.
And then you can slip them on each leg, and then you just pull them to each other and snap them.
Yeah.
Well, somehow this some bitch had broke the hobble snap while it was tied up to the tree.
God damn.
So literally the only thing that was holding this rank-ass hog was the mule tape. And a dog lead. And, I mean, I know dog leads are strong, but sometimes you get those one-offs that didn't get cramped very good.
That's why I make my own.
And, luckily we had a good one. But, yeah, that thing right there that was probably one of the rankest hogs that I've probably caught.
Gosh, damn, that was awesome.
Now, between that and I caught another one down here in Roganville. Usually if I catch a big hog down here in Roganville, the little community that I live, something about it, the boar hogs down here just are
built different.
Oh, yeah. I mean, because I'm the only one that runs dogs down here. And so 9 times out of 10, it's either a boar hog that I haven't caught or a bar that I have caught. And we caught one. I had my old catch dog Biscuit. We finally got in there to where they were. I mean, obviously they can't ever catch some bitch in the wide open. It's got to be in the middle of a briar patch that a fucking rabbit can't run in.
Yeah, I don't know how the fuck all these people, Derrick, I gotta say it, man. I don't know if it's just the areas, we're very close to it. We're not even 10 miles from each other. And I don't know if it's just our area, but I have never had the luxury of taking a video or even potentially being in a wide open spot other than everywhere else I've hunted besides here.
I think the only reason the hogs bay up around here is because their feet get tangled up in the briars.
I'm serious, man. People are like, oh no, our shit's thicker. Derrick, I'm saying everywhere I've went, it not even comes close. I'm not talking shit. I appreciate everybody that's allowed me to go hunting with them. I'm not talking shit. I'm speaking truth. And that's why when they come down here, they're like, fuck this shit. They're runners, and they go in the shittiest shit.
Oh, yeah. I've had to have no lie, no shit. This is 100% true story. We literally had just caught. We were hunting another tournament. They used to have it was called the Josh Bell Memorial Tournament. They used to have it. They actually waited at the Pocket Feed store in Devil's Pocket. It was where the weigh-in used to be.
Yeah. I know where that's
we had just caught I think it wound up weighing 247, 248 at the tournament. So, I mean, it was probably closer to 280, 290 when we caught it. Anyway, we just caught this sumbitch in the creek. Bluff banks on all sides. Literally everybody in the whole crew was soaking wet. I was the only one that was dry because I found the only log, actually the log that the hog had bait up against. I walked it all the way across the creek and legged it, and I'm standing there on the log, holding the hog, and everybody else is bailing off in the creek, and I'm the only one dry, and it's like 30 degrees outside. But anyway, we get it tied. Whatnot, literally walking out to the road, thinking, oh yeah, this is good. and I literally have one more step, and I'm in the clear. And we call them cat claw briars. Got the little, they got the little curve to them.
Yeah.
Hey, right across my face.
Oh shit.
And one of them broke off in my eyelid. And so I'm sitting here freaking out. You know, I'm blinking my eyes, and it feels like this claw, you know, scratching my eyeball. And I don't know, probably 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm not going to the emergency room to get a freaking briar out of my eyelid.
Yeah.
So my buddy pulls out his pocket knife, and it's the same knife that every time we hog hunt, he cuts hogs, you know, cuts them or whatever. And I said, "When's the last time you used that knife?" You know, and probably the last time we bought us a hog, you know. And I said, "Oh, that's great." So anyway, he's standing there on the side of the road with his pocket knife and digging a briar out of my eyelid. So, yeah, I would love to bait a hog in the middle of a hayfield.
Yeah,
for a change.
me too. Especially be able to drive the buggy to it and just make everything easier.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to do it all the time, just every once in a while.
Yeah.
I wish. But yeah, you know, we're getting closer towards the end. I'm gonna go ahead and, instead of running it way over, I'm gonna go ahead and start asking you these final few questions.
All right.
Anything else you want to cover before we get into them?
No, that's good. Go ahead.
All right, so worming, you know, kennel maintenance. Can you kind of cover that real quick a little bit?
Yeah. I use what you call it? It's a mix between Strongyt and Panicure. I get it from the vet's office. I just get a little.
At Buna?
They go. No, in Kirbyville.
Okay, yes. Oh, no, I do go to Kirbyville. That's right. Yeah, I use the same exact vet.
Yeah, Dr. Burchett.
Yep, awesome as hell.
Oh yeah, he is the man.
And he likes it if you're a hog hunter.
He loves it because he hunts too. He's hunted with us.
Oh shit, I didn't know he hunted. He didn't say none of that. He was just like, well, I can tell you, he hooked me up, so I can tell you about that later.
Yeah, see, him and I send him a lot of business because everybody calls me, "Hey man, where do I need to bring my dog? Where do I bring my dog?" And I know Burchett on a personal level outside of, you know, just being a vet.
Oh wow.
And yeah, he's a good. I mean, some places around here, there's some vets off. Oh, it's a hog dog. No, we're not going to touch it.
Exactly. People don't understand that, and that's what I ran into. And then I went to that Kirbyville one, and yeah, that Strongyt Panicure, it's $89 for a
for a big bottle.
Yeah, for a big bottle is what I'm charged.
And that's what I use. And then obviously, once a month I get a little CC ivermectin.
Okay.
And that's, I mean, really, all my dogs are off the ground, so I mean, they don't really have flea problems, you know, stuff like that, because I mean
in kennels.
they're all in kennels above the ground, so.
Yeah. No, you ain't running into any flea problems at all right now whatsoever.
Nah.
God damn, dude, mine are off the ground too, and I'm still having them. And I use Brevecto. It's starting to piss me off.
Well, I buy that at the feed store. My buddy, he owns the Kirbyville Barn feed store here in town.
Okay.
I can't remember. It's like a yard maintenance spray. You just kind of like screw it on the end of your water hose. And just turn the water hose on and just start spraying. It just pre-mixes itself in the bottle. And just spray the yard all around the kennel, spray on the roof. You know, any trees, you know what I'm saying, that get close to touching the kennels, all around the ground, anywhere, I just spray it. And it's just like a yard maintenance for fleas and ticks and ants and bugs and just whatever. And I buy that stuff all the time to spray it. I mean, I probably overly use it, but I mean, I don't have fleas, you know, so.
Yeah. Well, yeah. All right.
It works, so.
Anything else on that, on the, you know, medical care for dogs and the kennel treatments?
No, I mean.
Oh, what kind of kennels you got? You're off the ground, you say? So, I'm assuming you ain't got a dog on a chain. When you say off the ground, is it iron or is it galvanized?
It's iron.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm actually in the process of replacing them all, so I got too many dogs and not enough kennels. But luckily, I got some puppies right now, so I got some time to, give them some more homes.
Yeah.
Me and my wife talk about it all the time. I want to, whenever we decide, our forever home, how everybody always talks, we're going to
settle down there, and that's where you're going to die.
I'm going to build a nicer, concrete slab, the whole works still.
Yep.
But until then, they'll be in above ground kennels on a skid, that way I can just move them around.
Yeah. No,
but I don't have them. I don't have anything on a chain. But I do have a run that I can swap them out.
Yeah.
Especially like right now when I can't really run anywhere because everybody's deer hunting. I'll put one on the run for a week and then I'll swap them out. Let him stay on the run for a week. Put the other one, just keep swapping them out.
Yeah. No, I gotcha. I do. All right. Well, next question. Your most memorable hunt, the one that means the most to you.
The one that means the most to me.
It could be the smallest hog you ever caught. It could be the dumbest story. Nobody cares. It's the one that means the most to you.
I'm going to say, honestly, here recently, me, my wife, and my youngest son, he's 4 now. Like I said, I got my little spot down here by my house where I can just go and, mess around, and I can catch a hog pretty much every time I go down there. Never anything big. Occasionally there's some good ones, but it's just your average shoats and sows.
Yeah.
But we had been hunting. Me, my wife, and my son went for a little loop, and I got off. I think I got off either rained out or got off early, or something left early or whatever. Anyway, it was on a school day. Actually, I think it was a Wednesday. My 2 oldest kids had went to church, and it was just me, my wife, and my youngest son. And I said, "Hell, let's go make a loop. It feels good this afternoon. It's not too hot. Let's just go hit a couple spots, and if they don't hit on nothing, so be it. At least we got out of the house, And so we had done hit a few spots, and nothing was really active in any of the little hog wallers and everything that I know where they usually hang out. We were on our way back to the house, and I told my wife, I was like, "Hey, if these dogs start barking while we're driving down this road, we're gonna have to stop and let them out." And she's like, "Whatever, it's cool." And hey, not 2 minutes after I said that, both of my the only 2 dogs that I brought, they were literally, one of them was, I didn't even have a dog box in my buggy. I just had them, snapped into the tie downs in the back. And old Blue was right beside my head, and he went to singing. I'm talking about right in my ear. And he's got a mouth on him. People that's hunted with me, I could hear him. If everything's right, 900 yards, you know what I'm saying? You can hear him.
Yeah.
And, anyway, he was right there in my ear, and I'm talking about hammering down in the buggy. And then the other one started right behind him. And so anyway, I dropped him out, boom. And when I dropped him, I didn't hear it at first because the buggy and everything was still running. I done turned the buggy off by then, and literally right on the edge of the road, I could hear the hogs running through the bushes.
Fucking shit.
And so it was me, like I said, it was me, my wife, and my son. And so anyway, they go over there probably 100 yards, and I'm talking about they just sit down and start baying. And I look at the Garmin, you know, and there's where they were headed to. It was actually closer, and it was a little bit clearer on the other side for me to just pull around to the other side, and I could walk in down a windrow on some pine trees, you know. And so anyway, I get in there and I tell my wife, I say, hey, they're bait. I'm gonna go catch it, you know. And then by the time I pull up, I can hear them. They done caught the hog without even turning a bulldog loose. So I start running. I mean, you don't never. I don't like for my strike dogs, my bay dogs, or whatever people want to call them. I don't like them to catch without the bulldog. You know.
Hell no.
You know, I mean, some people, hey, if they gonna grab it, grab it. You know, no, I mean, I want mine to sit back. I mean, yeah, they can help once the bulldog gets there. 90% of them do. You know, most of them won't grab till the bulldog grabs. They're just waiting on that one dumb one. You know what I'm saying? To be the first one. You know.
Yeah.
But anyway, the hog started squealing, but I could tell by the way, you know, the squealing, it wasn't very big, but I still wanted to hurry up and get in there. Anyway, I get in there, and it was a sow. She's probably 100 pounds, 110 pounds. Anyway, I get it tied up. Next thing I know, I look up, here comes my son. And my wife's probably 30 yards behind him. And he is running. You know what I'm saying? Daddy, we catch a hog, we catch a hog. You know, awesome. And I'm like, yeah, bud, I caught it. You know, we got him. You know, and he's like, yeah. And then he turns around, Mom, we caught the hog. We caught the hog. You know, and
I love that.
And he was 3. He was only 3 at the time.
God.
And so now, this is what makes it memorable because now my son, he has to where we caught that hog. He has to take that road probably 2 times a day most of the time because my wife drops my kids off at my mom's house to babysit every day when she goes to work.
Yeah.
And we take a county road, you know, a back road from my house to my parents' house. Well, that's where we hunt. You know, the hunting club, that county road goes to the middle of this hunting club. And almost every single time when I go pick my kid up from my parents' house to come home down this county road, we get to that spot every time. Daddy, that's where we caught that hog.
Oh, he's never going to forget it.
Every time. Daddy, we caught that hog right there, huh? Hey, every time. Hey, Daddy, that's where we caught that hog, or was it over here?
Oh, he knows. Shit, he's just making sure you remember.
Every single time we drive down. Hey, we caught that. Hey, we caught a hog right there. Even when my kids have friends in the car and we drive that way. Hey, we caught a hog right there.
Man, that's awesome. I love that. I love that story.
Yeah, like I said, he's 4 now, and I could probably go in the house right now and say, hey, dude, you want to go catch a hog? And he's going to go throw some clothes on, and he's going to grab a spotlight, and he's going to say, let's go.
Man, that is awesome. Well, with that, man, gosh damn, that was a good one. That was a really, y'all, by the way, that was a damn good, memorable hunt. I hate y'all have some good ones, all the other guests, but I don't know, man. That's a jam up one right there. That goes to, might as well jump into the last question. I know you're excited to tell it. You already know it. Your favorite dog of all time.
Man, like I said, me and my wife were talking about this last night whenever you asked me about it. And to be 100% honest with you, my favorite dog of all time wasn't even one of my hog dogs. He was actually a wiener dog.
That's fine. That's why I asked. I want to know your favorite dog of all time. But
with this weenie dog, for my buddies that I hunt with, that hang around me or whatever, they know him. I'm gonna say. His name was Dash. He was a little red, long-haired weenie dog. And this dude right here, I used him to start probably 4 or 5 dogs. Baying hogs in the pen. I could turn this sucker loose, and in that pen with some like young puppies, and one time at first it was a joke. Hey, let's see a Dash will bark at him. Hey, put Dash in the pen with some little shoats that were probably 10 or 15 pounds bigger than him. And dude never saw a hog a day in his life and ran over there and T-boned one of them. And barrel rolled in the mud, came out, solid brown, had mud dripping over him, and was just hammering every breath. God. Never seen a hog a day in his life. And I thought it was actually kind of funny because he actually grabbed the hog by the ear, and the hog, he had a little leather collar on. The hog had a hold of his leather collar. Didn't have him, but he had the collar, and they were both just grabbing each other and shaking the shit out of each other. And I said, never seen a hog a day before in his life. And we were all laughing. My wife was like, "Oh my God, I didn't think he would do all that." And I was like, so after that, I was like, well, I got some puppies, and I was like, well, I'm gonna put him in that. Puppies, we got a little shoat in the pen, and little puppies never seen a hog before. I mean, they don't know what to do. You're just throwing them in a pen, and there's something black over there in the corner.
Yeah.
Obviously you don't want to put a big dog in there, because if a big dog sees a little shoat, I mean, they're just going to grab some bitch and start shaking it and kill it.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'd use Dash, Hey, Dash, come on, bud. Stick him in the pen. Hey, as soon as you put him in there, he looks like you holding him by the collar, you know what I'm saying? He's standing up on his hind legs with his front feet in there trying to run.
Like he's getting ready to go in the bait pen at Earl's.
Hey, exactly. He's about it, Throw him in a pen. Hey, I'm dust flying. He got dust trails going from one side to the other. And he gets over there, and I'm talking about chest on the ground, ass in the air, hammer.
God.
And I mean, I used him to get 4 or 5 dogs started in a pen, puppies. And I would have to tell my wife, sometimes we'd catch a big hog when we bring it home, put it in the pen, like, hey, because he'd always find a way to get in the pen. Even if you didn't put him in the pen, he'd try to find a hole or something to get in, or he'd try to find a bucket to climb up on, try to get to the next level to try to jump over the pen to get in the pen.
Yeah.
And, especially if we were over there. He knew that if we were over there, there was a hog in that pen, and he wanted to get in there. I guess you say the most memorable story I have with him wasn't even a hog, though. It had to do with a deer.
Well, let's hear it.
I had shot a deer on my lease, and I knew my wife and them were coming out there to my camp. I was going to spend the night or whatever, and I was like, hey, I'll shoot a deer. It'd be cool for the kids to show up and Dad's got a deer, And so anyway, I shoot a doe. I'm talking about smoked it. Got it all on video. She ran out of the bushes, front legs all crumpled, just pushing bushes. Wasn't even using her front leg. Like perfect shot. So you thought. So I go down there and look, got a little bit of blood. My wife's like, hey, I said, well, I got blood, And she was like, well, come by the camp and get us, and me and the kids and you, we'll all go out there and look for it together. I was like, okay. So I go pick them up, whoever. Well, she's got Dash. Well, I had a TT-15 Mini, and that I'd put on Dash when we was at the camp or whatever, just in case he does run off. I can
find out where he's at.
Find out where he's at. Well, I turned my handheld on and turned the collar on. Everything's on. I just throw the handheld on the glove box of the buggy, and got the collar on, and pull up to the feeder. Dash is, starting to win. You start shaking, how you tell he wants to go.
Yeah,
what I mean? And his senses are tingling. I put him down. Hey, he tore out. Same spot the deer left when I shot it. And anyway, he's gone. And I'm thinking, well, hell, he's going to go out there and find it. And next thing you know, we go. He's going, and we start walking that way. Well, all of a sudden, I hear a bark. and I hear another bark, and then another bark, and then all you hear is arf, arf, arf. He just gone with the wind, and he is going away real quick in a hurry. Because I mean, he's running basically running down a rabbit trail, I guess. Because I mean, hell, he ain't but a foot off the ground, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
I got over there where the last place I knew where he was, that doe had done laid down over there, and she was kind of bleeding. Well, he found her, but she was still alive.
Damn.
Yeah, he found her. She was still alive. Well, when he got over there, he jumped her, and she tore out. And so Dash tore out with her. Well, by this time, I don't know where he's at because he had a little bell on his collar, and you could hear him jingling through the woods.
Yeah.
And by this time, we couldn't hear the jingle no more. So I run back to the buggy and get the handheld. My handheld's dead.
Oh, shit.
So, handheld's dead. It's getting dark. I got my handheld in the buggy. You know, in the buggy, it takes forever for him to catch the charge and come back on.
Turn back on. Yeah.
Yeah, it ain't like you're at home when you plug it up and they can just turn it on.
Yeah.
And so anyway, I'm sitting here. My wife's freaking out. Where's he at? And I'm like, I don't know. The handheld's still dead. I'm like, well, you freaking sell Garmin for a living and you got a dead handheld.
Dude, oh my god, damn, she sounds just like my wife.
And
you
I'm
refurbish
sorry,
cars and it don't fucking work?
Yeah. Yeah, and she said, of all the stuff you got, and all the charging cords, you know, we did at the house, and you got a dead handheld. I'm going to here in the woods running for a deer, and you know. It was mad. She almost went home from the camp. She almost didn't stay. Anyway, I finally got it to come home, and when I did, obviously he was so far away I couldn't get him to pick it up. And anyway, I finally got him picked up, and he was at 600 yards.
God
and
damn, a wiener dog?
He was at 600 yards. I don't know. He'd done crossed another hunting club road and was over in another block of woods. And my boss was like, where is he? And I was like, he's 600 yards over there. And so my son was like, well, I'm going to get him. I'm like, no, you're not. It's still shooting light. You know, like, people are still hunting. You know? So I finally start yelling for him. I texted another guy, you know, that was hunting by. And I was like, hey, man, my dog ran a deer over there. Don't shoot it. You know, you can shoot the deer, just don't shoot my dog. You're probably going to miss anyway because he's a weenie dog. Or whatever. And anyway, I finally got him back. And, but like I said, he done ran the deer off. I never would have been able to find the deer. But, that was probably the best dog I've ever owned, honestly.
Man, that's an awesome, that's a badass story. Shit.
Yeah.
600 yards? Fuck.
Yeah, his son got him with 600. That's when I picked him up on the handheld. He was on his way back.
Oh, so no telling how far he actually went.
Yeah, because the handheld was dead for a good 30 minutes.
Oh, shit. Yeah, there's a lot of accountability. There's a lot to take in. I mean, you have no idea how far he was.
Yeah, that's just whenever I knew he was on his way back.
Gosh, damn, that's a badass story. I like that one. I really do. Shit, that's why I asked the favorite dog. It doesn't have to be hog hunting related because that's some impressive shit right there.
I'm on the phone. I'll be in a minute.
I like that. I do. But, yeah, man, that's all I got for tonight. You know, I'm going to have you come back on again in the future if you're willing to. I'll be reaching out to everybody. Actually, coming up soon, I'll be reaching out to everybody to answer some of these guest questions. I got a few more people I got to get on here, and then we'll do another round. But I appreciate your time, Derrick. I know you taking time away from your family to do this. I really appreciate it. Can you hear me?
So I appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate y'all having me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It'll be posted, and please share it or let anybody know. Share it. It helps us a lot. But that's all I got, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Hey, whenever we hang up, by the way, send me your favorite ever hog hunting related photo.
Okay.
Alrighty, thank you, man.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.